What a great opportunity to be back at Dickey's, and a tremendous weekend for all Red Raiders. The Big 12 championship on Saturday, opportunity to play a phenomenal LSU team on Sunday. So looking forward to being back in the Metroplex and seeing all the Red Raiders.
Coach, LSU undefeated, but not really seen a lot of competition. What are some things you see with that team that y'all want to limit so y'all can come out on top over them?
Well, they're significantly improved. I mean, it's not a coincidence that they're 8-0. They have every position. LSU has every position. Let's be honest. Anytime you join a new team, it's difficult to start. But when we finally kind of started seeing the jump of his, we had a scrimmage the beginning of October, and he tweaked a lower body situation and did not practice or play for about 3.5, 4 weeks and missed the first couple games. Then we get him back, and it's just going to take him a little bit, not only to getting back into shape, but to get his legs competitively where he can score like he's used to. And honestly, it just doesn't look like he's looked in the past. But it's not for lack of effort. He's working, and I think he'll break through. And if he continues on the trend that we see in practice, it's just a matter of time before he gets back to what we know he's capable of doing. And the team has a lot of faith in him. Our staff does, and he is not shying away from the fight, though, I'll tell you that. And the biggest thing I'll tell you that I feel like he needs to improve on is, one, he's just got to maintain a level of intensity, and he's played more backed up in his past defensively. He's kind of played more keep the ball in front with space, and we're asking more of him to move more, to be more aggressive defensively, and he's leaning into it. He wants it. He's trying. And then I do think that's impacted how he's played offensively. It's taken a little starch out of him. And I'm excited about his improvement. Why? Because his fight's there. I mean, he keeps losing weight, which to me isn't an indicator of anything other than just he's trying to get where he's in playing shape, and he's making improvements, and I'm excited about his future here.
I asked you after Wyoming about this break between games. How has this week been beneficial for you guys?
Yeah, well, we've got 2 practices in, which means we're almost a third more than what we've had with this group as a team. And it's great to be able to see not just game preparation, but actual things that we need to do that are repeatables. That's what happens when you get in these game plan modes where you have to get ready for the next game. There may be something that's good for that game, but it's not been what you want to do every game moving forward. And so we're just caught into that. We were caught in that in-between of trying to scheme for a game, but maybe not improve on the long term of what our team needs to do fundamentally. And what this week's allowed us to do is have 2 practice of fundamentals, and then we can game plan for what we want to try to do against LSU.
Kind of along the same lines for Tyree, what are you hoping to have Josiah still for non-con play? Is that more conference play? And then where does he kind of fit in, because he's missed so many games now? It's kind of hard to put him in while you guys are still figuring out what your identity is.
Yeah, our hope is that we get Josiah back. Our hope is that it's hard to say with what he's dealing with. We anticipated he'd be back already, honestly, but just he's had some setbacks that aren't on him. It's just more about the healing process, and it's taken a little longer. He's maintained a real urgency to want to get back, and he's shooting and doing some things that he can do, and he's learning plays, and we're trying to put him in a position where when he returns, he can help us. So that's still our goal this year, is to get him back at the beginning of the year would be my guess. It would be more of a January time frame, and then our hope is that he would be able to contribute this year, and it's going to be difficult. I mean, it always is when you miss that much time. But he's one of those guys who has such a natural feel for scoring, and he has such good size, and he understands the game that I think he can impact us. And we're going to need Mariel or him, one of those 2 guys, to be able to make an impact, and hopefully we can get one of those guys healthy enough to help us when we get into conference play.
Coach, you mentioned it in your opening statement a little bit with the Big 12, that DFW Red Raider fan support, but we're also having a ton of Red Raiders head that way from Lubbock. Got the Big 12 championship Saturday, then y'all on Sunday. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of red in the stands. Just what are you looking forward to with that fan support being there in Fort Worth?
Yeah, there's so many great things happening in Lubbock right now. And we don't prefer to play games outside of Lubbock. We'd like to play all our games in the USA, but this is a unique opportunity that we hope we get to make this a tradition. Like, we're playing in the Big 12 championship game in football, and we tried to, last year we played this game on Sunday also, and we have a great opponent in LSU and great opponent in football in BYU and great fan bases, and we have a majority of our alumni are hanging out in the DFW Metroplex. So we're going to try to make this a regular, is put ourselves in position where we play a great opponent at Dickies Arena around this time of year, and we're going to try to go to watch some of the football game. We're going to be able to take our team and experience that and cheer on those guys, because you know how much I love Joey and the whole football staff and the team. I got an opportunity to talk to him earlier in the season, and y'all know this. Everybody enjoys the winning, and I do. I love it. There's nothing like it. And to have the opportunity to have everybody together. But I think what makes this really special is when you know the people. And if you know Joey McGuire, you love him. And he just genuinely cares about everybody. And our staff is the same way. Kirby Hokut was at practice today and brought one of his former coach's sons, who's a student, or grandsons, who's a student at Texas Tech, to watch us practice. Like, there's just unbelievable people here. So that's what I think there's a rallying around right now. It's obviously we're winning, so that's fun to cheer for. But I think we've got the right people. And when you have that and you're winning, I just think this is about as special a time as it is to be a Red Raider in athletics. And for us to be able to have everybody in the same place for some significant games, we're hoping to make this a tradition.
How's Jaylen trending for this weekend? And if he can't go, I mean, you guys really only played 7 this past weekend. How quickly do you need a guy like that back, just for somebody to kind of back up Christian?
Yeah, no, JP's a competitor. Jaylen Petty wants to play. We're going to throw him in practices and see how he responds. And so at this point, we're going to have to see how practice goes to see what he's able to do. But there's one person that wants to play. It's Jaylen Petty. So someone's going to have to tell him he can't play. That's his mindset. So that's what I love about him. And we'll just take it a day at a time and see how he looks in preparation for Sunday's game against LSU. Awesome. Appreciate y'all.